2020, the pandemic, lockdowns, fear. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez needed a car. Travel between New York and Washington. Safely, privately. She chose Tesla, Model 3, white, sleek, electric. According to reports, it cost somewhere between $46,000 and $59,000. For a congresswoman who built her brand on fighting billionaires, according to critics, it was an interesting choice. Because Tesla CEO? Elon Musk, the richest man on earth, the ultimate billionaire, the oligarch, everything AOC claimed to oppose. But she bought his car anyway, and for years, nobody really noticed or cared. Until 2022, when the feud started, AOC attacked Musk on Twitter, repeatedly, relentlessly, called him an oligarch, criticized his wealth, mocked his ego, and Musk. According to reports, he noticed she drove a Tesla. The mockery was brutal, the hypocrisy obvious. She's driving around in my car while calling me the devil, critics reportedly observed. September 2023. Face the Nation. Margaret Brennan asked the question, "You own a Tesla? You've been critical of Elon Musk. Why don't you buy a union-made EV?" According to the interview, AOC's answer was confusing. "Our car was purchased during the pandemic before a vaccine had come out." The internet exploded. The memes were instant. And the question that wouldn't die, can you hate billionaires while buying their products? According to AOC's critics, the answer was no. According to her supporters, it was complicated. But everyone agreed on one thing, her observers. The champagne socialist stereotype? This didn't help. The pandemic purchase nobody questioned. 2020, COVID-19 raging. No vaccine. Trains felt dangerous. Flying risky. AOC needed reliable transportation between New York and DC. According to later explanations, she researched electric vehicles. Climate champion. Environmental advocate. Had to be electric. According to her statements, Tesla Model 3 was the only option with sufficient range. It was the only EV that could get me from New York to Washington on like 1 or 1.5 charges, she told Bloomberg in 2022. So she bought it. White Tesla Model 3, New York plates. And for a while, according to reports, nobody cared. She wasn't famous enough for people to track her car. Musk wasn't controversial enough to make it matter. It was just a car. But then 2022 happened, and everything changed. The tweet that started the war. May 2022. AOC tweeted about a billionaire with an ego problem. She didn't name names. But according to observers, the context was clear. Elon Musk had just announced plans to buy Twitter, restore free speech, allow banned accounts back. Progressives panicked. Was this about letting Trump return? AOC's tweet, according to reports, seemed aimed at Musk. Tired of having to collectively stress about what explosion of hate crimes is happening BC, some billionaire with an ego problem unilaterally controls a massive communication platform, she wrote. Musk's response, reportedly devastating. "Stop hitting on me. I'm really shy," he tweeted back. According to sources, he was mocking her, suggesting she was trying to get his attention. The internet erupted. Conservatives laughed. Progressives raged. And someone pointed out, her social media posts, "Doesn't she drive a Tesla?" The discovery that made it hypocrisy. Conservative media started digging, according to reports. Photos emerged. AOC's white Tesla Model 3, parked illegally, in one shot. She attacks Musk, but drives his car. The narrative formed instantly. Jimmy Fila, Fox contributor, reportedly mocked. "She's driving around in a white Tesla telling us the guy who owns Tesla is the devil." According to critics, the contradiction was perfect. Fight billionaires. Tax the rich. Oligarchs are evil. But when you need a car, buy from the richest man alive. Champagne socialist. They called her conservative commentary. Limousine liberal. Do as I say, not as I drive. The memes were relentless, sources reported. And AOC? According to observers, she tried to explain. The explanation that made it worse. May 2022. Bloomberg interview. AOC addressed the Tesla question. At the time, it was the only EV that could get me from New York to Washington on like 1 or 1.5 charges, she explained, according to the interview. "I would love to switch," she added. But according to critics, that wasn't good enough. Other EVs existed in 2020. Chevy Bolt, Nissan Leaf. Sure, their range was shorter, but they were union-made. If you truly supported unions over billionaires, shouldn't you choose union over convenience? According to her defenders, that's unreasonable. She needed a car that worked for her commute. Tesla was the best option. According to critics, that proved the point. When progressive principles meet personal convenience, convenience wins. September 2023. The question came back. Harder. The Face the Nation interview. September 24th, 2023. UAW strike raging. Auto workers on picket lines. AOC appeared on Face the Nation. Margaret Brennan asked, "You were quoted saying you look forward to buying a union-made electric vehicle, but you currently have a non-union-made Tesla. What?" AOC's answer, according to the transcript, was remarkable. "Our car was purchased during the pandemic, before a vaccine had come out. So travel between New York and Washington, the safest way we had determined was an EV." The COVID excuse. Again, according to observers, it made no sense. What did vaccines have to do with buying a Tesla versus a Chevy Bolt? Was the virus living in union-made cars? Social media exploded, per reports. She blamed COVID for buying a Tesla? Critics asked. This is the most AOC answer ever. Supporters laughed. And conservatives? They had a field day. The union workers who noticed. Mark Davis, UAW member, GM plant, Michigan. When he saw AOC on Face the Nation defending her Tesla, according to later interviews, he felt betrayed. She talks about supporting unions, he reportedly said. But when it came time to buy a car, she didn't choose us. According to his account, it stung. Progressive politicians love using union workers as props. Photo ops on picket lines. Speeches about solidarity. But their actions, he suggested, tell a different story. If AOC really believed in unions, Davis reportedly argued, she'd drive a union-made car, even if it's less convenient. But according to defenders, that's unfair. She bought the car in 2020, before the political landscape shifted, before Musk became controversial. Expecting her to predict the future, supporters noted, is unreasonable. The Musk response. Elon Musk reportedly loved the Tesla controversy. Every time AOC criticized him, he'd remind people, "You drive my car." May 2022. After AOC announced she wanted to switch to a union EV, Musk tweeted, according to records, "She's just a puppet," implying, sources suggested, that unions controlled her, not principles. September 2023. After the Face the Nation interview, Musk supporters piled on. She can't even explain why she drives a Tesla without blaming COVID, one tweet noted, per social media activity. According to political observers, Musk won this round. AOC looked hypocritical. Musk looked vindicated. The billionaire she attacked? She literally paid him $50,000. The promise to switch. AOC kept saying she'd trade in the Tesla, according to multiple statements. May 2022. I would love to switch. September 2023. I'm looking into trading in. But as of late 2024, according to reports, she still drove the Tesla. Why? Several possible reasons, sources suggested. Union-made EVs with comparable range didn't really exist yet. Selling a used Tesla had become complicated due to depreciation. Or maybe, critics insinuated, she just liked the car. According to defenders, the lack of alternatives was real. Ford, GM, Stellantis, they had EVs. But not with Tesla's range or charging network. Asking her to downgrade, supporters argued, was performative purity testing. According to critics, that's the whole point. If your principles require inconvenience, but you choose convenience, are they really principles? The socialist who drives luxury. $50,000 for a car. For a self-described democratic socialist. According to critics, that alone was hypocritical. She represents working-class people, they noted, per commentary. How many of them can afford a $50,000 car? Her defenders countered. Congress members make $174,000 per year. She can afford it. And electric cars, they argued, are investments in climate action. But the optics, political observers suggested, were bad. The bartender turned congresswoman driving a luxury EV while talking about income inequality? It fed every limousine liberal stereotype, sources reported. The illegally parked photo. 2021, photos emerged. AOC's white Tesla, illegally parked. According to reports, the car was in a no-parking zone. Conservatives mocked relentlessly. Rules for thee, but not for me. She wants to regulate your life, but can't follow parking laws. The photo became a meme for social media tracking. Every time AOC advocated for any regulation, critics shared it. This you, with the illegal Tesla photo. According to defenders, everyone gets parking tickets. It's not a scandal. According to critics, it was perfect symbolism. Progressive elites break rules while demanding everyone else follow them. The interview where she defended herself. 2023, AOC addressed the Tesla criticism directly in interviews. "I bought it when it made sense," she reportedly explained. "Now I want to switch to union-made." "Why haven't you?" interviewers pressed. "The market isn't there yet," she responded, according to transcripts. But critics noted, the Chevy Bolt exists. The Ford Mustang Mach-E. The VW ID.4. All union-made. All available. Just not as good as Tesla, according to reviews. And that, sources suggested, was the problem. She wanted union-made, but only if it was as good as non-union. When forced to choose between principle and quality, she chose quality. According to defenders, that's human. According to critics, that's hypocrisy. The conservative who bought a Tesla to mock her. Brandon Tatum, conservative commentator, black, former police officer. When he heard about AOC's Tesla hypocrisy, according to social media posts, he had an idea. He bought a Tesla, specifically to mock her. "If AOC can drive a Tesla while hating billionaires," he reportedly posted, "I can drive one while loving capitalism." He made videos, sitting in his Tesla, praising Musk, criticizing AOC. "Thanks for the recommendation, AOC," he'd say, according to his content. The trolling was merciless, sources noted, and effective, because it highlighted the absurdity. If Tesla is evil oligarch technology, why do progressives buy it? If it's actually good technology, why attack the man who made it? According to observers, there was no good answer. The squad member who agreed with her. Cori Bush, squad member, Missouri, progressive champion. She also owned a Tesla, according to reports. When asked about it, she gave similar answers to AOC. It was the best option available at the time. But Bush had her own controversy, sources noted. She spent $70,000 on private security while supporting defund the police. According to critics, the squad had a pattern. Progressive policies for the luxury and safety for me. Tesla ownership was just another example, they suggested. The political elite preaching sacrifice while living comfortably. The Musk tweet that destroyed her. May 2022, peak of the feud. AOC kept attacking Musk. Billionaire this, oligarch that. Musk reportedly had enough. He tweeted at her, "Stop hitting on me. I'm really shy," face with tears of joy. According to reports, it was devastating. He turned her serious criticism into a joke, made it about attraction. "LMAO," he added, laughing at her. "Your allies will protect you." AOC proved it. She went on national television and defended the indefensible. Because Bowman was squad. And squad protects squad. According to observers, that's the most troubling part. Not that Bowman pulled the alarm. Politicians do dumb things. But that AOC defended it. Without hesitation. Without shame. Loyalty over truth. Team over accountability. The teacher who recognized the behavior. Sarah Martinez. High school teacher. Brooklyn. 20 years experience. When she watched Bowman's excuse on TV, according to later interviews, she laughed. Then got angry. "I've caught hundreds of students pulling fire alarms," she reportedly said. "They all say the same thing. It was an accident. I thought it was something else. I didn't know." According to her account, it's always a lie. Nobody accidentally pulls a fire alarm, she explained to reporters. Especially not a former principal. Bowman was a middle school principal before Congress, sources noted. He dealt with fire alarm pullers, disciplined them, knew their excuses, and now, according to critics, he was using the same ones. "If a student gave me that excuse," Martinez reportedly said, "I'd suspend them." Bowman got a $1,000 fine. The emergency responder who wasted time. Captain James Rodriguez, D.C. Fire Department, 15 years service. September 30th, 2023. His team responded to the Capitol alarm, according to official logs. Full response. Trucks, personnel, emergency protocols. When they arrived, per his account, they found out the truth. False alarm. Intentionally pulled. By a congressman. "We have real emergencies," Rodriguez reportedly told colleagues later. "People who actually need help." According to sources, his team was furious. While they responded to a fake alarm, real calls were waiting. A house fire, a medical emergency, actual crises. But those had to wait, per dispatch records. Because a congressman, sources suggested, wanted to delay a vote. And he paid $1,000? Rodriguez reportedly asked when he heard about the plea deal. That's what our time is worth. The Republican who called it out. Dan Crenshaw, Texas Republican, former Navy SEAL, AOC critic. When he heard AOC's defense, according to social media posts, he responded, "Imagine defending this," he tweeted, per records. "A congressman literally obstructs Congress, and it's jaywalking. If I pulled a fire alarm in the Capitol, I'd be expelled tomorrow," he added, according to posts. The double standard, he argued, was blatant. Democrats can obstruct Congress and get fined $1,000. January 6th defendants get years in prison for entering the building. According to Crenshaw, the comparison revealed everything wrong with the justice system. Two sets of rules. One for Democrats, one for everyone else. The moderate Democrat who stayed silent. Josh Gottheimer, New Jersey Democrat. Moderate. Problem Solvers Caucus. When Bowman pulled the alarm, according to reports, Gottheimer was appalled. Privately, per sources, he told colleagues, "This is embarrassing." But publicly, according to official statements, nothing. No condemnation. No criticism. Silence. Why? According to political observers, fear. Criticize the squad and they'll primary you. Campaign against you. Destroy you. Gottheimer had seen it happen, sources noted. Moderate Democrats who challenged progressives got crushed. So he stayed quiet, per his strategy. Better to be silent than be targeted. And that silence, according to analysts, enabled the behavior. If even moderate Democrats won't hold progressives accountable, who will? The cable news debate. Fox News covered it relentlessly, according to broadcast records. Democrat congressman obstructs Congress. Squad defends him. Sean Hannity dedicated segments to it. Tucker Carlson mocked AOC's excuse. A moment of panic? Tucker reportedly said, "He's a congressman, not a toddler." CNN covered it once, per their programming. AOC's defense on Jake Tapper. MSNBC, according to reports, barely mentioned it. One segment. Downplayed. Republicans overreacting again. The coverage gap, sources suggested, proved media bias. Republican scandal? Every network covers it for days. Democrat scandal? Most networks ignore it. And when they do cover it, according to analysis, they run defense. Like AOC did. Like the squad always does. The Capitol Police officer who investigated. Officer Michael Chun, Capitol Police, Investigations Unit. He reviewed the footage, according to later reports, interviewed witnesses, built the case, and the conclusion, per the investigation, was obvious. Intentional, willful, obstruction. There's no way this was an accident, Chun reportedly told supervisors. The signs were clear. The door had alternatives. Bowman knew what he was doing. But when the plea deal came back, according to sources, Chun was shocked. $1,000 fine. No charges. Just an apology. If this was anyone else, he reportedly told colleagues, they'd face serious consequences. But it wasn't anyone else. It was a congressman, a Democrat, squad member. And that, sources suggested, made all the difference. The social media mockery. Twitter exploded, according to activity tracking. Memes of Bowman, mocking his excuse. How to open a door according to Jamaal Bowman. Pull the fire alarm. Side-by-side images. Emergency signs versus Bowman's excuse. He thought this was a door handle, with photo of fire alarm. According to reports, even some progressives laughed. The excuse was too absurd, too obviously false. But the squad, per social media analysis, didn't laugh. They defended. They deflected. They attacked critics. Republicans are hypocrites. What about George Santos? This is racist. The playbook, observers noted, never changed. When caught, don't admit. Deflect. Attack. Defend your own. The censure speech. December 7th, 2023. House floor. Censure vote happening. Republicans spoke, according to congressional records. This was intentional obstruction. He should face consequences. Democrats defended, per the debate. This is political theater. Republicans protecting their own while attacking ours. And then Bowman spoke, according to transcripts. He didn't apologize for pulling the alarm. He attacked Republicans for censuring him. This is about silencing black voices, he claimed, per his speech. The censure passed, according to vote totals. 214 to 191. Party line vote. Every Republican yes. Almost every Democrat no. AOC voted no, per records. And afterward, according to social media posts, she posted about it. The My Cousin Vinny comparison. AOC compared the Republican censure to a scene from My Cousin Vinny, according to her tweet. The movie scene where lawyers break down every detail of testimony to prove it wrong. Republicans are doing their best My Cousin Vinny impersonation, she wrote, per the post, breaking down an incident with a fire alarm. According to responses, people were confused. How is holding someone accountable for obstructing Congress like a comedy movie? But to AOC, sources suggested it made sense. Republicans were overanalyzing, making a big deal of nothing. Just a fire alarm. Just jaywalking. Just a moment of panic. Move on. The constituent who lost faith. David Kim, Bowman's constituent, New York, voted for him in 2020 and 2022. When he saw the fire alarm footage, according to later interviews, he felt sick. I trusted him to represent us, Kim reportedly said. Not pull fire alarms like a child. He watched AOC's defense, the jaywalking comparison, the My Cousin Vinny tweet, and according to his account, something broke. They think we're stupid, he told reporters. They think we'll believe anything as long as they're on our team. Kim didn't vote for Bowman in the 2024 primary, per election records. Bowman lost to a moderate Democrat, and according to sources, the fire alarm incident contributed. Voters remembered. Voters cared, even if the squad didn't. The comparison to Trump. Critics made the obvious comparison, according to commentary. When Trump lies, media covers it for weeks. When Bowman lies and AOC defends him, media moves on in days. The double standard, they argued, was blatant. Trump faced impeachment for inciting insurrection on January 6th. Bowman obstructed Congress on camera and got fined $1,000. According to this view, justice depends on your party. Democrats countered, per their responses, Trump was president. Bowman is one congressman. But the principle, critics noted, is the same. Obstruction is obstruction. Lies are lies. Unless you're on the right team. The final truth. September 30th, 2023, Jamaal Bowman pulled a fire alarm in Congress. According to video evidence, he ripped down warning signs first. According to his plea deal, he did it willfully and knowingly. But according to his excuse, it was an accident, a misunderstanding, a moment of panic. And according to AOC, Republicans were overreacting to something equivalent to jaywalking. The building was evacuated. The vote was delayed. Emergency services mobilized. All because one congressman, sources suggested, wanted to buy his party time. And his squad colleague defended him. Not because the excuse made sense. According to transcripts, she never even endorsed it directly. But because he was hers. Squad. Ally. Friend. And in politics, according to observers, that's all that matters. The fire alarm Bowman pulled wasn't just in a building. It was, sources suggested, an alarm about modern partisan politics, where loyalty trumps truth, where team matters more than facts, where defending the indefensible is just part of the job. Sarah Martinez, the teacher, saw a former principal using student excuses. Captain Rodriguez, the firefighter, saw his time wasted on a political stunt. Officer Chun, the investigator, saw a clear case get reduced to nothing. David Kim, the voter, saw his representative act like a child. And America, according to polls, saw the squad protect their own. No matter the evidence, no matter the absurdity, no matter the cost. AOC heard that alarm. And instead of acknowledging the problem, according to reports, she made excuses for it. Give me a break, she said. But America wouldn't. According to sources, voters remembered. Bowman lost his 2024 primary. Censured. Humiliated. But AOC never admitted she was wrong to defend him. Because in squad politics, according to observers, admitting wrong is worse than defending lies. The fire alarm scandal. The absurd defense. The loyalty at all costs. September 30th, 2023. The day a congressman pulled a fire alarm. October 1st, 2023. The day his colleague defended him on national TV. December 7th, 2023. The day he was censured anyway. And the day AOC proved, according to political analysts, that some excuses are too stupid to defend. Unless defending your team is all that matters. Then apparently, sources suggested, nothing is too stupid. Not even pretending a fire alarm opens doors.